Hey, thanks for sticking with me. In this video, I'm going to share with you why a credit card is a way better bet and why most of the time irresponsible people are the one who preach the debit card. So stay tuned. I'll share with you why the credit card is just far superior than the debit card. All right, so a lot of times what I get in my financial channel right here, the one that I really speak more about credit cards, personal finance, that kind of stuff. So if you take a look at it right here, there's a lot of heat and discussion because people have a certain mindset and mentality, hey, that you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. And there's a lot of different teachings out there. So for me in this channel, I just kind of give you the no BS kind of stuff and just say, hey, this is the real deal. This is what you should look at, and this is what makes sense. So I'm just going to lay it out for you. When I talk more on my investment channel, because this is the Trader's Fly, if you go to that, you could look at that. You see and you recognize that when it comes down to money, it's a clear cut yes or no. And the point is just to get you to your destination, whether you're trying to get out of debt, build your wealth, income, or just have a peaceful life from the financial world, right? So in this case, a lot of people do preach the debit card. And why do they preach the debit card? It's probably because most people are irresponsible. That's just a fact. That's the truth. Most people can't pay their bills on time. Most people don't know their limits in terms of their responsibility levels. They overspend. They don't budget for things. They have no clue of what's going on with their personal financial situation. So they get into debt and there's a problem. That's why when you look at videos like this, why you should never use a debit card to pay for anything. Yeah, I got some views on it and all this stuff. But really the point is that you get a lot of people that also say, hey, credit cards are a good way to get into debt. Yeah, they are. Most people do get into debt with credit cards because they're irresponsible. And that's why credit cards are a big business. In fact, if you look at, when I talk about stock markets and stuff, if you look at Visa here, just look at the stock market here, this trend. Yeah, they make a boatload of money. Look at MasterCard, same thing. They make a boatload of money. Why? Because people, they are irresponsible. Debit cards, if you don't got it, you can't spend it. Exactly. If you don't have money, you can't spend it. And the same thing with a credit card. You probably shouldn't be, because then you'll get into debt, because with a credit card, it allows you to go over. So, but the point I'm trying to make here is that typically, if you're irresponsible, yeah, you shouldn't be handling, number one, you shouldn't even be handling money probably. But number two, credit cards are still the better bang for your buck. For if you look at line by line, what's better? Credit cards are much better than a debit card if you look at the stats behind them. It's only that debit cards are better because people are irresponsible. And that's looking in the mirror and just saying, hey, I'm an irresponsible adult. And if that's the case, if you're in debt, you're overspending. It's simple. It's simple math. You're either, hey, if you make $1,000 and you spend $1,200, you're 200 over, right? So in either case, let's look at understanding how do debit cards and credit cards work. So I'll break it down for you simple. My goal is just to give you the real deal here. So if you want to buy a TV, okay, so if you want to buy a TV, that money comes from your bank. So here's your bank, and it comes from here, and it goes to the store, okay? That's just the way it works. Money's funneling from here to there, from your account to their account. When you deal with a credit card, it's a little bit different. So let's say you want to buy a TV. It comes from the credit card, right? I swipe it. It goes to the store, okay? The store gives you the TV, okay? And then you give the money back to the credit card. So there's a little bit of a barrier. It's this circular motion that goes on. So there's a lot of benefits to that, okay? There's a lot, there's kind of a party in between. So there's a lot of great benefits to that. So what are the benefits? So let me share with you why credit cards are just way better bang for your buck as far as the usability. All right, so why credit card? Okay, number one, rewards. You get rewards on credit cards. So let's say you get 1% cash back. It could be 5% cash back, whatever your rate is. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You get some kind of rewards. They say that debit cards do have some rewards. Yeah, they do have some. The argument for people that use debit cards, yeah, they got some rewards. There's some, but they're not as good, right? If you just look at them, not every debit card offers it, but most every credit card does. They're just not as good. The second thing is fraud. Okay, so if you look at the cycle that we just talked about, with a fraud, you have 30 days, actually now up to 6 months, on credit card to dispute some of those charges, okay? Whereas with a debit card, it's directly from your bank. And if you know and understand house insurance, just go ahead and try and claim a house insurance or car insurance. A lot of times it's a pain. So even if you have to claim it, you have to make 35 phone calls by the time anything gets done. So yes, debit card, if you look at the Visa, MasterCard website, the fraud is similar, protection, debit card and credit card, but the reality is, go ahead and try and collect on that. It's a much bigger pain. So, so the credit cards are still far superior with that. And third thing is the requirement. Sometimes if you do air travel, car rental, hotels, they need a credit card. They don't want a debit card, or they put like a $800 hold on your debit card. Okay, they need a credit card because they don't know if you're going to rack up $20,000 in damage in a hotel room partying. I have no idea, but that's what they need. They need a credit card, okay, or car rental, same thing. And fourth thing is, you don't get to build a credit score with a debit card. It just doesn't work. With a credit card, it does. So 6 months later, you pay your bill off on time. You only spend $500 a month on your credit card. Same way, just use it the same way. Instead of spending $500 on your debit card, just use your credit card. No difference, okay? Just watch your budget, watch your spending. Hey, that's your limit. Boom. Don't be blind, right? And then you'll be fine. You'll build credit. You'll have rewards. You'll have more fraud protection. You'll be able to do hotel, car rental, air travel, and you'll be able to build your credit score. Why wouldn't you want those extra benefits? Well, the reason, what's the issue? The reason is, you know, the adult part, right? Not everybody can be an adult and be responsible. It's about responsibility, and that's what it comes down to, is not everybody's responsible enough to manage their debit card. If they only got $500 in their bank account and they're spending $501, you're over. Once you're over, you're going to have interest charges, because if you can't pay that bill, you're screwed, and that just keeps adding up, and that's a big cycle, especially if you're paying 19%, 29%, 34, 32%. It sucks. And yeah, that's why a lot of people are in debt. It's really responsibility, and that comes to human behavior. But if you look on paper, what makes sense? Credit card, definitely a better bang for your buck. So anyways, thanks for joining me in this video. Hope you got a lot out of it. And if you want some real deal stuff as far as personal finance goes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video.